Her eye in heaven would through the air region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night.
What's up guys? So this is Munish here. This is from Peace Monkey. This is going to be my second video from Shakespeare Monologue series. It's from Romeo and Juliet. It took some time to make the second one just because I've been busy with the work, and hope you guys don't mind. So jumping straight to the monologue itself, so I just want to give you like two things just before going into the monologue, just to sort of set up the context for the play. So the first thing, as we know, Romeo and Juliet is one of the most iconic love stories basically, and even though it ends in tragedy. So the other thing about this is that it's also about two families, the Montagues and the Capulets, who just hate each other. They just hate everything about each other. They want to do all kinds of bad things to each other. Like if you read about the play, it's just some of the things are like really bad stuff, right? But let's not go so deep. But so basically they just hate each other. And as the most the classic setup for any story, so Romeo and Juliet are from different families. So Romeo is a Montague, and Juliet is from the family of Capulet. And so coming to the second part, to give a context about the scene itself that I'm going to do. So this is a scene from Act 2, Scene 2. So Juliet's family is trying to get her married, and Juliet is just not up for the marriage right now, and I think rightfully so. I mean, she is just too young, when they're trying to get her married. I mean, she's like 13. Like, come on, guys, right? And so they're basically trying to get her married, and so she's just not up for it. And so somehow they convince her to talk to this guy. His name is Paris. So they just somehow convinced her to talk to this guy and see how it goes, and she's like, all right, let's do that. So they decide to throw a party, and so the servant who is carrying the invitations to the parties somehow bumps into Romeo, and that's how Romeo gets to know about this party. So this is where things get interesting, right? So Romeo being the the classic Romeo, like when I say Romeo in this context, it's basically Romeo being a verb, if you know what I mean, right? So Romeo is actually hung up on a different chick when he sort of first meets this guy who's carrying the invitations. So her name is Rosalind, and he sees her name in the list, and that's why he decides to basically gate crash this party so that he can see her, because Rosalind is not exactly in love with Romeo. So come the day, and both Romeo and Juliet are in this party, and everything is just going the way, and so they see each other for the first time, right? And boom, that's it. Like the whole world comes crashing down. Their lighting and like thunders and stars and everywhere. So they just instantly fall in love with each other. All they want to do is just keep talking to each other. They cannot sleep, they cannot just do anything without having to just think about each other. And so that's sort of like the the context. And the next scene is the scene which I am doing, where the monologue is from. So in this one, so Romeo, right after that, he goes to Juliet's house, basically kind of like sneaks up like a creep, and Juliet is in the balcony by her house. She doesn't know that Romeo is over there, and he sort of like sees her, is describing her beauty, and he just sort of breaks into this monologue. So this is the context of the the scene, and hope you guys like it, and just jump straight into it.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who's already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not a maid, since she's envious. Her western livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, and yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I'll answer it. I'm just too bold. It's not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in the spheres till the return. What if she were there in her head? The brightness of her cheeks would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eye in heaven would through the air region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon that hand? That I wear a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you guys liked it. As you saw, so the setup was not exactly from the Elizabethan times. Even my outfit was sort of, more on the modern side, which was actually on purpose. And of course, there was no Juliet, by the window. I wish, right? But yeah, I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please like it, share it, subscribe it, and I promise I'll be making more of this content. And drop your feedback, the good ones, the bad ones, all kinds. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.